And we welcome you to the Cubbie Corner here on SouthBendCubs.com. I'm South Bend Cubs broadcaster Brendan King, here for episode 2 of the 2019 offseason of the Cubbie Corner. Hope you all enjoyed last week's episode featuring Chicago Cubs third baseman David Bodie. This week had a chance to catch up with Chicago Cubs left-hander Cole Hamels at the 2019 Cubs Convention. An absolute treat of an interview. Had a chance to speak with the legend about his time with the Chicago Cubs thus far, since coming over in a trade for Rawley Lacy from the Texas Rangers. Also talked with Cole about his illustrious career spent with the Philadelphia Phillies, the Texas Rangers, and now the Chicago Cubs, and also his success at Wrigley Field as a visitor with that no-hitter back in 2015. Here's Cole Hamels on the Cubbie Corner. Brendan King back at the 2019 Cubs Convention, joined alongside Chicago Cubs left-hander Cole Hamels. Cole, thanks for taking some time tonight. Appreciate you being at the Cubs Convention. How has it been, your first Cubs Convention, being able to attend?
Oh, it's been nice. I mean, I've heard tremendous things about it. I've had a lot of teammates and friends that have played with the Cubs, so they kind of let me know beforehand, how it's a really fun experience and something that I'll remember for a long time. So I'll see if I can try to make a few of them.
Getting right into it, coming to the Cubs last year from the Texas Rangers in exchange for former South Bend Cub Rawley Lacy. When you got traded to the Cubs, was there an immediate comfort factor that you're coming to play at Wrigley Field in front of 40,000 people a night?
Oh, of course. I mean, it's there's an energy that you have here at Wrigley, and I think that's why it's always become one of my favorite places to play as a visitor. And I think it really brings out the best. And when you have a group of guys that the Cubs have and that are here to win, especially what they've been able to do in the past, it makes it even more enjoyable just for the fact that everybody really is not taking things for granted. Every day is a day that we're going to win. We're striving to win. So it's a place that you really do understand that baseball is an art. People are there to watch you do what you do, and you want to give them the best.
You mentioned some success as a visitor, obviously with the no-hitter, July 25th, 2015. Just put that in the words and how special that day was. It was a sold-out Wrigley, obviously, and by the end of it, I think everybody was rooting for you to do it.
I think that's what really stuck out. I think I had a couple rough starts before that, so you're just trying to figure it out. You're going up against Arrieta, who obviously had one of the best years I think we've seen in second half from a starter. So I knew I was going up against a good guy, good lineup. I just started plugging away, and as you really start to notice in that 8th, 9th inning when you have home fans standing on their feet, rooting for every pitch, every strike, every out. That's when the emotion kind of builds up, and that's when you're doing something special in a very special ballpark, very special city. So for me to come out on the better end of that, it was something that I'll always remember. I was able to have my wife in the stands, which is rare sometimes on the road, and especially when you do something great. Shouldn't have to watch or hear about it from TV. So it was great for her to be there in person. And it's just a tremendous memory for all of us that were a part of it. Great teammates that, a lot of them are no longer in the game. So we have that together, that we had a big crucial run when I was with the Phillies. So there's a lot of great memories that all kind of culminated right into that one day. And it did. It's something that I think all of us at Wrigley will always remember, and I still hear about it, which is it's a great honor.
How excited are you to get back at it in 2019? Spring training is just around the corner.
It is. I think every time the Christmas and the New Year's hits, that bug starts to kind of creep in, and everybody gets excited. There's only so much that you can do in an inside gym, throwing and indoors. So it'll be nice to get back out on the ball field, and especially in Arizona, it's always a great spot to have spring training. So I think all of us just kind of come together. And really go after what we've always, I think, initially, had as our goal, which is to win a World Series. And, it's a great city to be able to do so for.
Your personal goals for 2019, if you've laid them out yet?
There's always very similar goals. There's always new goals. But, I think ultimately it's just to be accountable for what I can do. Being a starter, it's to make every start, to be healthy, and to obviously win ball games. So, there's more to that. But it's always something that you build on and you work towards in spring training, and then obviously set forth right during the season.
As I was preparing for this, one stat I was looking at, I want to get it right, 2,415 strikeouts thus far. Is 3,000, has that ever been on your mind in the past couple of years of something, I want that, or is it just something you're happy with the 2,415 right now?
No, I think, when you come up in the big leagues, you always recognize guys have 3,000 strikeouts, and I was always a guy that could strike guys out. Don't know why, don't know how.
The breaking ball, especially.
Thank God, I don't throw 100 miles an hour like some of these guys. So, I've just been able to have a knack for it. So I think once you start to kind of creep into that type of realm, when you get into the 1,000, the 1,500, 2,000, then you kind of know it's a possibility. But you relatively have to stay healthy, and you have to have a long career. So that's the goal, is to pitch a long time. And if I'm able to do so, then I know it's a tremendous possibility. But why stop at 3,000? I mean, you got to keep it going as high as you can. So I know I'll be able to do so, and that's something I just have to keep plugging away day after day.
Well, we can't wait to watch your first full season in pinstripes. Cole, thanks for taking the time tonight on the Cubbie Corner.
Thanks for having me.
That's Cole Hamels. And we thank Cole Hamels so much for jumping on the Cubbie Corner with us at the 2019 Cubs Convention. A true honor for me to speak with the guy I've looked up to since I was a little kid when he won the World Series with the Phillies and also the World Series MVP. He mentioned in the interview that the 3,000 strikeouts would be a huge honor for him. I'll tell you what, he's under 600 away. If he has a couple more, maybe 3 more good seasons, he can inch himself towards that marker and hopefully insert himself into the Hall of Fame. So big time thank you again to Cole for joining us on the Cubbie Corner. Another thing to tell you guys about on this week's Cubbie Corner is that the South Bend Cubs will be accepting national anthem auditions for the 2019 season. So if you've ever had a dream of singing the national anthem here at beautiful Four Winds Field, this is your chance. The applications will be due on February 18th, 2019 by 5 p.m. and you can only submit your applications by a video file sent to marketing@southbendcubs.com. That's the email you want to send it to. We'll repeat that here in a couple minutes, but you can submit YouTube files, Google Drives, or DVDs dropped off here at Four Winds Field. So there are a couple ways of doing this, but you're going to want to get the video file as the application. Again, YouTube links, Google Drive links, or a DVD dropped off here by Four Winds Field. If you decide to do the online application with YouTube or Google Drive, you're going to want to send that to marketing@southbendcubs.com. And again, it has to be submitted by February 18th, 2019 by 5 p.m. if you want to be considered, and the final applications will be decided on in March if you will have the chance to sing here at Four Winds Field. There have been some great anthem singers here at Four Winds Field. You can join that group. If you have that aspiration, please send in an application by video. We would love to hear from you. We appreciate you watching the Cubbie Corner this week, everybody. Cole Hamels was a treat to talk to. And again, don't forget to submit those national anthem auditions. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Cubbie Corner. I'm Brennan King.